Let's give a big Dish Nation welcome to Ryan Guzman. You know him from his commercials, Old Navy and Gillette.
Well.
Obviously,
we're going way back.
Gillette fired you.
Yes, yeah. It didn't work out for me. Yeah.
No, you know him from the thriller he just started with Jennifer Lopez called The Boy Next Door. Now, they did this, but for $4 million. They got you, and you're saying, I have to do what with Jennifer Lopez? This is the role I'm
I'll
going
work
to
for
the end?
free.
Yeah, they didn't pay you at all,
Like
did
most
they?
guys would go, you don't have to pay me. I'll actually pay to
I
be
didn't even
in the
know
movie.
there was a paycheck attached. So, yeah. It was a crazy experience. Definitely didn't realize what the intimate scene was all about until the day of. Or
Wait a
couple days
second.
before.
When you get the script for Boy Next Door and you know you're doing it with Jennifer Lopez, it doesn't go into that much detail?
It literally had like one line that says sex scene or intimate scene. Yeah. And I literally, as I was reading it, I went right past it because that's how small it was. So I was like, okay,
what
the
she
character's
said.
really...
Come on, he's Latino.
I know.
He's a lover. He's got it going on.
But it was crazy on the day figuring out exactly what was going to happen.
Was the director involved a lot in the direction of the sex scene, or was Jennifer
Yeah.
Lopez just saying, let's just see what happens?
It was kind of like the willingness of her as well as the director being involved. So I was the one least involved. I mean, they told me what to do and how to do it, and I gave in maybe my 2 cents every now and then. But, I mean, with Jennifer, you want to make her feel comfortable.
And you did well. She ranked you number 2 on all of her on-screen kisses that you were number 2.
Wait a second, number 2?
I know.
I don't know who was
She
number
did it
1.
on, what was it, the Wendy Williams show. And I came out after that, and I was like, really, number 2?
All right, rank your kisses, on-screen kisses, best to worst.
I would do, let me rephrase that. I would say, Catherine McCormick, Jennifer Lopez, Brianna Evigan, Lucy Hale, and they're going to hate me for putting them in that order.
Well, wait a second. So you gave J-Lo the number 2 spot, too.
She gave me number
Good
2.
That's right.
for
Yeah.
you.
Bump down a notch.
Josh
You gotta work
Lucas
to
has
number
got
1.
nothing on you.
Yeah.
She gave Josh Lucas number 1.
Come
Are
on,
you kidding
glory.
me? Please. Is it incredibly intimidating or hard to do a scene like that with a bunch of people around you? Or are you able to just sort of forget that they're all there?
You forget for a little bit, and then you make that one, or somebody makes a slight movement, and then you realize there's a bunch of dudes around you with cameras.
35 people watching
Yeah,
you, and
and
you're like...
you've got nothing on except for something covering your junk.
I was
And
going to ask you what you wear, like what, flesh-colored underwear?
It was a flesh-covered, all right, forgive me what I'm saying, but they cock sock, that's what they call it.
Oh, all right, yeah.
And it had like this little zip tie at the very end of it. And
Wait, so it's only covering your front. There's no cover on the butt.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Oh my
That was all
God.
out
So
there.
you put
Oh, my Lord.
the twig and the berries inside said sock
Yes.
and zip it up in there.
Zip it up
So
as tight as you can. Nothing works out there, and then you go for it. Yeah.
Whoa.
What did Jennifer have on? Did she have on some cover, a Merkin or something?
She American nice. She had a couple things, to cover her chest and other areas.
And so what, you keep like a robe close by, and so when they go, all right, cut, we're going to go break for lunch, and you've got your
she
sock.
kept the robe. I mean, let's be honest.
You just
Jennifer,
walked to craft services with your cock sock on?
No. It was cold, man. I ain't walking nowhere. Yeah. I got a blanket. She got the robe. So yeah, it was fun but interesting. I didn't realize what was actually going to be shown, so that's why I was so nervous. It's like first thought was mom and dad.
Your
are
mom,
gonna
that's
see
what I was
this.
going to ask you, yeah.
Yeah.
Are your mom and dad still in Sacramento?
Yeah.
They're still up in Sacramento. No,
Up in
how do
Sacramento.
you, when you say, I got this big movie, I'm going to be in a movie with Jennifer Lopez, and when they want to go see it, because I'm sure, Ryan's in a film, and his dad and I are going to go see. I don't know if that's what your mom sounds like at all, but that's what I imagine. And do you go, Mom, maybe don't, I don't know, don't go see it? Or are you okay with her going to
No,
see
I
it?
just tell them to take notes.
If I have a sex scene with Jennifer Lopez, I'm digging up my grandma to watch it. I'm like, you gotta see this, Grandma! I don't care. I'm telling everybody. I mean, I'm sure all your buddies, high school buddies, still live in Sacramento, right?
Yeah, all my really close friends, my best friends live there.
So they're like, the Goose is going to be in a movie with Jennifer Lopez.
yeah.
Goose.
Well, actually, my nickname is Goose.
Yeah, it had to be Goose.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, if
Yeah.
it wasn't, I would have called you Goose in high school.
Now, here's the piece about you that I love, too, is that because Frank and I are obsessed with MMA and UFC. We love it. And you were a fighter? You were training MMA?
Yeah, I still train.
You do?
Yeah.
Are we ever going to see you?
I would love to go in the octagon again. That would be a dream of mine. It's my last fight actually was a loss, so I definitely have to make up for that loss.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who do you love right now in UFC? Like, who do you look to and go, damn, that's...
I mean, I made really good friends with Uriah Hall. We actually went to the UFC and watched the fights of Anderson Silva and Nick Diaz together. So that was interesting and fun. But I love Conor McGregor. I love Jose Aldo, so I can't wait for that fight. Cain Velasquez, obviously the first heavyweight Mexican.
He's a friend of the show.
But
Cain
he's been in
here
a couple times.
There we go, representing. And I mean, all the fighters on top right now. T.J. Dillashaw from Sacramento, you know, doing his thing. There's so many.
Depress me right now, Ryan. What's your weight class?
Welterweight. Yeah, 170s. But I'm actually low right now. Yeah.
We can do a catch weight with Heidi right now. She's about 15 over that. So you guys want to wrestle around a little bit? Like, we were naked?
I didn't make weight. I'm going to have to give up 30% of my purse. Well, you wrestled too in high school. So is it like,
I did. I was a wrestler.
Is it really, so you said you fight at what, 170?
170.
And you're under that now?
I'm way under that now. I used to walk around 180, 185, and then cut down, a week and a half before.
That amazes me about the fighters that come in here and talk to us and they're like, oh, I can put on 20 pounds overnight, or I can lose 20
weight
pounds.
Because of film? Because they say, it adds 20 pounds to you, so you're way too big and bulky, even though you're not at 170 or 180?
No, I didn't really lose weight for film. What I lost weight was press. Traveling around and realizing that you need to eat as well while doing, all these interviews and everything.
No time to grab a sandwich.
Because you keep on thinking about the next thing. And then at the same time, you're also working on auditioning. I'm not Jennifer Lopez. I don't have a, job lined up yet.
Right.
So I'm still auditioning and everything. And that was the craziest part. I mean, this is still a new industry to me. 3 years.
Because you came down here to do the MMA, right? That was
MMA, and I did some modeling as well. And I thought for sure I was going to be the next, Ultimate Fighter. I wanted to, fight. My dream was to fight GSP, one of the legends.
Yeah, of course.
And life took me a different way, and as soon as I found out the paychecks are way better with with acting,
I'm going to roll around with hot chicks instead of dudes.
Jennifer Lopez, GSP. Yeah.
What am I going to do? But I'm looking at you. You got good ears, Ryan. So nobody bothered you too much.
Not too bad. Yeah. They're a little scuffed over, but not too bad. But yeah, my nose kind of stayed intact. I had one fight where it got messed up real bad, and they took these 2 cold pads and straightened it out.
Is that those icy cold metal things that they put on your face right away?
Yeah. And the whole time, my nose was just screwed up, so it was bleeding everywhere. And then all I could feel was the heat from my nose. And then they put those cold pads on, and it actually felt good until they cracked it back into place.
Oh.
Yeah.
So when
you
you
guys
were
are badass.
preparing to play Noah, that was your role in The Boy Next Door, and you got to be a creepy weirdo. Is that you kind of channel your MMA like hype guy, the creepy weirdo, like the intimidation coming out there? It's like that. Did you use that at all when you were trying to study how to be a weirdo?
No, not at all. Because with MMA, I was actually more calm and collected. I would actually fall asleep right before my fights to kind of just
That's
chill
intimidating.
out.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
They always do the shots before they come out, and they're like, let's check backstage, and he's just...
Yeah,
I was passed out.
This
I
is
guess
playing
Ryan
a
Guzman-
lullaby music and carrying you out on a bed. Hey, wake up.
Wake up, time to fight.
Time to fight. Who is it this time?
Could you imagine though? That's super intimidating. This guy's he's like doing jumping jacks in the octagon, going, all right, and this guy just woke up.
Ryan the narcoleptic Guzman.
Ryan the snooze goose.
Oh, the snooze mine.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Narcoleptic.
If you go back, maybe that's something you could do.
I might take that with me. Yeah, the snoozeman.
You can have it.
You have to.
I love that.
But yeah, I like to stay calm, and I never got the very first fight I had was I was way too energized, and that kind of tires you out and takes out your cardio. So I just thought let's do the opposite, and I felt great every single time I fought. But as far as the role goes, I did more research on serial killers and kind of the psyche of 19-year-olds, and then a collaboration between Rob Cohen and what he wanted from the character and myself.
What particular serial killer did you look at?
It was actually quite a few. I mean,
You showed up in a clown outfit, and they're like, no.
We're not really
the
going this
wrong
direction.
one.
Right?
No, I mean, even from Manson, his reach to to where he made people believe that he was this good and charming man, which he was. He was a charming person, and then he lured people into his lifestyle.
Most of those guys are extremely charismatic. That's how you're able to, hey, could you help me? I've got a bum arm. Can you help me get the couch in the back of the van? And I'm like, oh, absolutely. All of a sudden, things smell funny, and I'm in a well somewhere in the basement. Yeah, that's how it happens.
But I read up on this one guy who was he was a community leader, Boy Scouts. He did a bunch of stuff, for the children of that community. And he was going on, I think, a 20-year killing spree where he was playing a game with the police of that department. And he actually ended up giving himself away because he got tired of the game. Because
it was bored, they couldn't catch him.
Yeah, he couldn't get caught, except he made one mistake by sending out an email through his computer, and they tracked through the email to his computer.
IP address.
Yeah. So
plus the email said, "I killed everyone over the last 20 years.
You guys are
find
so
me
dumb.
at this address and
find me already." Yeah. So it was kind of those things. It was like, you know what? All these guys are charismatic, and these are the kind of guys that you feel like you can bring home to mom and to the family. And then next thing you know, when it's already too late, everything's already happened. That's when the wild side is let loose.
And obviously, you found that killer inside you. As far as like, did it scare you at all to know? It's like, this guy lives in me. If I found him, he lives in me. I could be a freak.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it scares anybody that can go those kind of depths. But it was weird because I would do a certain scene, especially with like Kristen Chenoweth, who's such a sweetheart. I have one scene where I call her a certain thing, and it was one of these harsh words, and I had to act really, really bad, and I catch her wrist. And I was so into the character that as I caught her wrist, I left these marks on her wrist. And then I let go, and after the scene, I felt horrible. I was like, oh my God. I went up to her, I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm hugging her, and I'm like, can you please forgive me?
And then you broke her ribs. And you're like, oh my God, what am I doing?
She's carrying me in a body cast.
You're like Lenny. Oh, Kristen.
Of Mice and Men was made after me. Yeah. But
easy, Ryan.
Do the Photoshop of
killing bunnies over here and dogs.
Oh my God.
It was surreal to go into that mindset, and then you would have to wing yourself off throughout the time alone back home. I mean, when Rob Cohen called cut, it was easy for me to drop the act and say whatever I got to say to all the cast members and the crew and have fun. But it's when those times when you get home and you're by yourself and you want to give so much to this character and you're researching all these different things that you end up having these crazy nightmares, and you end up having these weird thoughts, and you have to kind of like wash away everything. After the film was done, I had to just, live in some, bunnies and puppies.
Right. Everything happy.
Everything happy. Rainbows and everything. So, to kind of wing myself off that. But it's crazy. It gave me a whole new respect because I'm continuously learning through this acting, adventure of mine, and I want to continuously grow. And it gave me so much more respect for the Christian Bales, the Tom Hardys, all those, intense actors.
What is your dream role? Like a movie that you've seen or a television show that you've seen recently where you're like, damn, I've been good in that. I'd have been so good in that.
I want to do something, and I'm writing something right now based a little bit off my life and obviously fictional aspects as well, but MMA. But Warrior was one of these movies where I saw, and I was like, wow, man.
They cast a Jonas brother.
Oh, no. That was Navy Street. I think that's, Warrior was Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton.
Yeah. It was the Jonas brothers,
Nick Jonas, yeah.
He got pumped up
I was
for that,
up for that, man.
You were?
I was up for that. Yeah, and they went with Nick Jonas. You know what I got, though? They came back, and I think they said, he doesn't look like a fighter. I go to my manager. Do they know? I can send them footage if they want to see me as a fighter.
That's what you should have done because you're just so.
Yeah, if you
good
don't
looking.
get hit a lot, that means you're a good fighter.
Yeah,
right. I know how to duck.
Look at Anderson Silva. He doesn't have too many messed up things on his face.
He doesn't.
It's because he's on steroids.
Now,
what?
After you break a leg, I mean,
Crazy.
I don't know.
He was on steroids, and Diaz tested positive for marijuana. I'm like, what the hell? I wish I had known that before the fight, so I'd have watched that with a totally different set of eyes.
Diaz, I mean, everybody knows that Diaz smokes marijuana.
Right.
And it's not really
That whole
performance
Diaz
enhancing.
family, yeah.
Right. It's not like performance enhancing.
If anything, he's in there kind of a little bit slower, and he's trying to figure out. It makes sense because that whole fight was entertaining. When he was laying down on the ground, I mean, I was laughing. So I'm glad there was kind of amusement because there wasn't much going on in that fight. But it's crazy what the stereotypical fighter is supposed to look like and whatnot. But my dream role would again be something very dramatic, very gritty. I would want to do a Rocky-esque MMA movie, like the first Rocky.
I'd watch it.
Yeah.
Do you have a real life boy next door story where, like, when you had an infatuation or a crush on some girl or in Sacramento, and maybe you did things that were a little bit over the top, like drive by her house several times?
This guy won't go away.
I mean, because we all did that when we didn't know any better. It's like, I like her. Let's drive by her house.
Yeah.
Again.
And then she's outside and you look like a freak. You're like, no, I was
Did
just...
you have...
She calls you and you're, is that you? No, that's not me. It's somebody else. Yeah.
Somebody borrowed my car. My buddy.
No, I never really had that. All my neighbors were dudes.
I didn't either.
Yeah. So if I had that, that would be another interesting story. But when I grew up in Sacramento, I had a person I call my second grandma living right next to me. Her name's Laddie, and then I had a guy named John right next to me, and then one of my best friends right there, and then my grandma on the other side. So, are
your parents in the same house you grew up in?
Yeah, and I said if they ever move, I'm going to buy that house because there's no way I'm letting loose of that house.
Right,
there's too many memories.
What do you miss about Sacramento the most?
The people.
Just the people?
Yeah, I mean, my family, my friends, they're the reason why I am here.
Okay, so give everybody watching Dish Nation a tip that when Ryan Guzman is in Sacramento, where do you go have a beer? Where do you go have something to eat?
I'm actually sober, so I don't have any...
Okay, no beers.
Yeah, no
All
beers.
Right,
but when I go to Sacramento, I do go to Ninja Sushi.
Ninja Sushi.
Yeah.
There you go,
Yeah.
Sacramento.
Yeah.
That place will be packed now. He said he
You
might
better
come
pay
here.
me now.
What do you have coming up? What are we going to see you in soon?
I have two other films coming up later on in the year. One was a Richard Linklater film.
That's the guy who did Boyhood, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he won the Golden Globes.
Right.
And he's going to win the Oscars.
Is it going to be the same sort of thing where we're going to film Ryan now, and then we're going to film Ryan next year?
He'll be 47 when the movie's actually finished.
We're actually working on that right now.
All right, so film with him, and then what else?
Yeah, that's actually a comedy. So I'm letting out my comedic tone to the world.
Which you did here today, by the way. So we're getting
a little bit different in that
film.
Yeah. It's because it's in the 1980s, and I play a collegiate baseball player, and it's a 12-man ensemble. So we're wearing the booty shorts. We're doing the the 1980s gear. I have long hair. I've shown people pictures of me.
Unrecognizable?
No one even. My mom and dad didn't recognize me. So I was like, cool.
So in that movie, did they cast you for your baseball skills because you were a baseball player as well?
Yeah, I mean,
it
was kind of
on you.
It was kind of funny though. A lot of the things that happened in that film reminded me of my college days. I'm not going to say which ones because there's a lot of craziness in there. But it was just a fun film to do. And then we had the first week was just baseball. So I was playing an outfielder instead of a pitcher, which I was in actual college. And they were just throwing fly balls. They let me do some BP. We went to University of Texas, and under Augie Garrido, we got coaching lessons and everything. It was an unbelievable experience.
You're living the life.
I know,
man.
no kidding.
Now you know why I haven't gone back to fighting yet.
Right? Yeah, there's that. Right. Well, I guess when the movies dry up, you can go back to fighting, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I hope not.
I mean, I want to see you in MMA, so I'm a little bit torn, but I like watching the movies.
Well, maybe after a successful career, then I don't have to worry about the face so much, and I can go for it.
No, I want to respect your personal life, but the Valentine's Day is coming up. Do you have plans?
No plans right now.
Well, now you do, because I got you a mustachio vibrating fun stash. Fits right over the current mustache you have, so have a ball.
There we go.
There you go. Valentine's Day's planned.
I think that's all
best
your movie
Valentine's
said.
Day ever. Yeah. Won't be lonely at all.
You may actually be very lonely. Like, who's the new guy with that lame mustache?
Who is doing this by himself at home? But then I have Gem and the Holograms coming out after, that's what I'm talking about, the Richard Linklater film, and a 1980s cartoon that we did, and we made a live action. I play the male lead, Rio. And it was the first time I actually sang in front of anybody, in front of myself.
And this is the second time. Take it away. There's the teaser. After the commercial break, you're like, "There's that one just singing."
Cut. I was sweating more for the singing part. Oh, sorry, singing part than I was for the intimate scene with Jennifer. That is the most vulnerable thing that I've ever done. I would rather fight a 500-pound man than sing in front of 100 people.
And you had to do that.
I had to do it. And how it came to be was they had a track already set for me with somebody else's voice. And I was like, oh, I kind of want to try, just to see if I have anything there to work with. Mm-hmm. And I kind of gave the director, John Chu, my input, and I never thought anything was going to happen. A week later, he calls me in as they're filming a scene. He goes, hey, man, this is the vocal coach. Go into that alleyway and just practice and see what you got. And then heads off. And I go, all right. So I go to an alleyway. It echoes in there, P.S. Mm-hmm. And he goes, I want you to copy me. So he starts singing, and I start singing. And he goes, no, sing louder. Sing as loud as you can. There are people around, man. Yeah. So he's like, just let loose. I let loose. 15-minute vocal lesson. He goes, all right, I'll see you in the soundstage. We're laying down some tracks. You have it. And
you sang.
I sang, yeah.
My God.
I mean, he does everything, Frank. I feel like such an underachiever sitting next to you.
Do you have like ugly feet or something?
Yeah, what is something
wrong with you?
What is
wrong with you?
I do have horrible feet. I mean, I have fighter soccer feet, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I always thought they were actually more swimmer feet because they're wide.
Wide?
Yeah.
Good for kicking, though.
They are great for kicking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you ever knocked a guy out?
Yeah. Yeah. I hit some guy with the knee straight to the face, and he crumbled, and I wanted to hop on it, so I punched him as he was heading down, and that kind of solidified the deal.
Ow. Now, in that moment, because I always wonder, like, there's that, yes! But then is there also that, oh, boy. Like,
oh, no, there was total success.
I hope I didn't kill him. Because sometimes they're floppy for 2 minutes.
He knew exactly what he was getting into. We both signed that waiver, So, yeah, I remember. I still have that video, actually. I hit him with the knee because we were in the clinch. Hit him with the knee. He started to crumble. I hit him one more time. Ow. The referee stops me, pushes me off, and my hands went up. I was like, yeah. I started pointing at my coach. I started pointing at my family. I didn't realize until after the fact, though, after watching the video, I look like a douchebag because the guy's on the ground, and I'm just
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to be like, oh, yeah, okay. Is he okay?
No, screw that.
Have you ever done the hop up on the octagon and sit straddling the fence?
Seems like too much work, man. I just fought.
I'd be afraid I'd just fall over the other side like an idiot. Attempt the backflip and break my own neck, knock myself out.
Last fight of your career.
Oh, man. No, never thought about doing that. I always wanted to do the backflip, though, but I for some reason, every single time I try to do a backflip, halfway through, I'm like, oh, I'm doing a backflip.
You bail out of it, yeah. You don't commit.
There goes my neck. So, yeah.
Well, Sammy can do backflips, and so she will be your spotter when we come back. I'm doing all these teases. The whole show is going to be us.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for stopping by. Ryan Guzman, ladies and gentlemen. Go see Boy Next Door. It's still in theaters.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, man. Anytime you want to stop by. Wear that flesh-colored sea sock again.
Mm-hmm. All the ladies will be happy about that.
Oh, I remember the first time I subscribed to a YouTube channel. It was so romantic. I stayed up all night just watching video after video. So subscribe to our channel, okay? Just click my button right here. Right there. We'll watch videos all night long. It's me and you.